Competition in a minute, and a lot of other rappers out here flying spirit. I'ma stay consistent, feeling like a man on a mission, ballin' like I play for the Pistons, but I'm Blake Griffin. I'ma switch cities, doing shows. I be living on the road, going all around the globe. When it come down to it, I'ma never settle. I be trying to get the bands like it's heavy metal. I'ma put my foot down, keep it on the pedal, cause nobody ever gave me shit, I had to go and get it. I've been here for a while like a veteran, been through a lot, but it turned me to a better man. Everything I do is me and myself. Now I gotta be a legend when I put it on a shelf. When it come down to it, I'ma bet on me. Ain't nobody fuck with me mentally. Talking that shit, you dead to me, cause I ain't got time for my enemies. Told her come through, get ahead to me. Telling that truth, it'll set you free. I ain't like them, cause I'm all I need. When it come down to it, I'ma bet on me. Hey, this an 8-figure mindset. A lot of people want it, but they scared of the progress. I ain't from the projects, but I got my own story that a lot of y'all couldn't ever really process. Didn't when nobody would've given me a second. Now they all come around giving me a lesson. If you ain't want it back then, you ain't coming where I'm headed. I've been thinking I'm the greatest, even if nobody said it. I'm a spaz on the beat, ain't nobody that compete. In a whole different league, they ain't never catching me. I'm the only one to be calling shots for the team. If I want it, I'ma get it, there ain't nothing stopping me. Put my own money in, I don't own nobody's shit. Every week dropping hits, I don't never gotta miss. Put myself on the line, I'ma always take the risk. When it come down to it, I ain't never call it quits. When it come down to it, I'ma bet on me. Ain't nobody fuck with me mentally. Talking that shit, you dead to me, cause I ain't got time for my enemies. Told her come through, get ahead to me. Telling that truth, it'll set you free. I ain't like them, cause I'm all I need. When it come down to it, I'ma bet on me.
You just hate for your enjoyment. I won't quit, no unemployment. Flow above, I'm just so buoyant. Hey. You think that you're doing damage. I use pain to my advantage. Michael Scott, just watch me manage. Yeah. I'm a survivor, I'm like MacGyver. I'm gonna make it, when will they learn? I am the driver, I am a rider. Guess you can hate me, not my concern. I'm a survivor, I'm like MacGyver. I'm gonna make it, when will they learn? Right when you doubt me, move on without me. That is the moment that I return. Don't clock in, I don't count hours. I won't leave, won't hit the showers. Won't stop till I get my flowers. Yeah. Hate or doubt, don't know what's cuter. Count me out, you need a tutor. Won't shut down, I'm no computer. I'm a survivor, I'm like MacGyver. I'm gonna make it, when will they learn? I am the driver, I am a rider. Guess you can hate me, not my concern. I'm a survivor, I'm like MacGyver. I'm gonna make it, when will they learn? Right when you doubt me, move on without me. That is the moment that I return. A battle cry for the nights that really I could have died. Ayo, ayo, ayo. Every time that I ever broke down and I cried. Ayo, ayo, ayo. To the people who try to make me run, make me hide. Ayo, ayo, ayo. Told me that they love me, but in the end they lied. Ayo, ayo, ayo. I gotta push forward, I'm never hitting reverse. Ayo, ayo, ayo. To the women who left me, I've never seen her since birth. Ayo, ayo, ayo. To the people who told me I'm stupid and I was dumb. Ayo, ayo, ayo. And to those who told me what I would never become. Ayo, ayo, ayo. I'm a survivor, I'm like MacGyver. I'm gonna make it, when will they learn? I am the driver, I am a rider. Guess you can hate me, not my concern. I'm a survivor, I'm like MacGyver. I'm gonna make it, when will they learn? Right when you doubt me, move on without me. That is the moment that I return.
Someone you can rely, who's always on your side. That's why there's Nationwide. That's why there's Nationwide. Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio. This week, Target Circle members save an extra 10% on all Good and Gather fish and seafood, including delicious favorites like jumbo shrimp, tilapia fillets, and Alaskan sockeye salmon. Target's everyday low prices mean affordable family fun for everyone.
Making paper like Michael, I'm feeling like a boss. Never took a break, not Rachel and Ross. They've been too biased, they can get crossed. 815, now it's time to get lost. Henny in your system, a system like that.
Up, motherfucker.
Hold up, I hope y'all watching this shit.
First round, real quick.
People that are in those training rooms with him know how good
Because he just knocks dudes out real quick in the first round.
Yeah, but now we're gonna get a good. I might fuck with this guy. He just, to me, I thought he was a con artist.
No,
just based off his look.
They're edgy. Holy shit! What the hell just happened?
What's up, motherfuckers? Welcome to you. Oh, excuse me, we're on the wrong scene. Alright, what's up, motherfuckers? Welcome to GSR Gonzo'S Sports Room, Wednesday, October 13th, 2021. Got a big show planned for today. Going to release my Week 6 NFL Power Rankings. We'll talk about the Colts and their meltdown on Monday night. Talk a little bit about the Broncos, or the Braves advancing to the National League Championship Series. Okay. All right. Let's turn this up just a tad. All right. All right, before we get started, don't forget we're live Monday through Friday with Easy Money, a sports betting show. We're giving out winners. Come join us. That show's live at 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. We're also live with GSR Gonzo Sports Room every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You can find both shows, GSR Gonzo Sports Room and Easy Money, a sports betting show, in podcast form on Apple Podcasts, Anchor Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find us. Follow us on social media. That's where we post all of our announcements about our shows. That's where we post our daily picks for Easy Money, a sports betting show. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room. You can find me on Facebook at Chris D. Gonzalez or on Twitter at Chris Gonzalez at Gonzalez Sports. I'm also on Instagram at Chris Gonzalez. Check out our YouTube page. We have a lot of content on there. If you're a pro wrestling fan, we broadcasted live last Sunday from the Muncie Fairgrounds for DCCW Harvest Havoc 3. WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi was there. He gave Hollywood House the stink face. WWE legend The Boogeyman was also there. WWE legend Head Shrinker Samu was there. You had Dex Royal, the highlight reel, Rachel Armstrong. There was a Dutch Boy Platinum. It was a great show. You can find that full show on our YouTube page, or it's also broke down into matches, and there's a couple other clips on there. Go check it out. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. All right, let's what else? Oh, we also have merch. Don't forget about our merch. Check out our merch store, streamlabs.com/Gonzo'S Sports/merch. We got t-shirts, hats, hoodies, beanies, a lot of different things. You can see the Easy Money shirt over here. We also have the GWR shirt, the Gonzo Wrestling Room shirt. If you live in the Muncie, Indiana area, we have some of the Gonzo Wrestling Room shirts on hand. But for all the other stuff, you'd have to visit the link online. You can find that link in our video description or down in the ticker. Also tomorrow, don't forget, there's been a time change. Interview with the ladies man Mike King has been moved from 5:30 to 4 o'clock. So we will be live tomorrow at 4 o'clock on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. The ladies man Mike King will be joining us live in studio. And then on Friday, we have a big show for GSR at 1 o'clock. We have a successful podcast host, great as a pro wrestling manager. The director, Hollywood House, will be live in studio. It's going to be a great show. You don't want to miss that on Friday. On Saturday, we're going to be live with a live watch along and reaction to UFC Fight Night, Ladd versus Dumont. Prelims start at 4, main card starts at 7. We'll be live right around 3:30. And then we're also going to be live Saturday night for the Bellator for the Bellator card. I have it wrote down. I forget what number it is now. Bellator 268. You have Nemikov defending his title against Anglicus. Ryan Bader's on that card. It's a good card. Prelims for that start at 7. Main card starts at 10. And like I said, we'll be doing a live watch along for that as well as the UFC. All right, let's get started talking about some sports today. All right. All right, first I want to talk about the Colts. As you can see from looking in this room, we're big Colts fans here. Man, were they disappointing on Monday night. They played great for 48 minutes. Was up, 19 at one point, up 16 points in the fourth quarter with 12 minutes left and blew the game, lost in overtime. Had a chance to win that at the end of regulation. Blankenship missed a field goal. He got one block, missed a field goal, missed an extra point. It's coming out now. I guess he hurt his hip during warm-ups. Early in the game, they had the punter Rigoberto Sanchez come out, and Naeem Hines was holding. He was, and there was a timeout called right as he kicked it. And he missed the kick, but then they ended up bringing Blankenship out there after that. So I just assumed, they were going to try to do maybe like a fake field goal or something. They were going to have Sanchez throw the ball or Naeem Hines run the ball or something. But then they brought Blankenship out, and then he struggled, and then it comes out after the game that he had hurt a hip injury, but he said he was okay, but he missed a kick. I mean, that happens sometimes. Our defense got lit up in the second half. First half, our defense was playing good, keeping Lamar Jackson got a couple of good runs in the first half, but for the most part, we were keeping him contained. But in that second half, especially the fourth quarter, Lamar Jackson made our defense look like a high school defense. I mean, it was just, he picked us apart. Some of it, don't get me wrong, Lamar Jackson's a hell of a player. Some of it in the second half was we lost all of our cornerbacks. Everybody got hurt. So the guys that was defending the pass in the first half, they weren't even in the game anymore. We were down to 3. Colts were down to 3 cornerbacks in that game. And when they got down to them 3, you could tell our defensive coordinator didn't want to play man. They tried to play zone, and Lamar Jackson just ate them up. They couldn't stop anything in that. From 12 minutes left in the game till the end till through overtime, they just couldn't stop anything. Colts had plenty of chances to win this game. It's crazy. The Colts are 1-4, and they could very easily be 4-1. I mean, And people can't say it was Carson Wentz's fault. Hell, Carson Wentz had a career night. He played good. Offense moved the ball down the field. Yeah, we could have got. I mean, yeah, you maybe score another touchdown or two, but I mean, it wasn't like our offense wasn't moving the ball. We didn't lose because the offense wasn't doing good. We lost because Lamar Jackson took over that game in the fourth quarter, and our defense couldn't make a stop, and we missed field goals. We hit our kicks, we win the game. Hell, we had Carson Wentz let us down, chance to win the game, and we miss it. So I mean, can't blame Carson Wentz for that. Baseball playoffs, man, have they been good. The Braves had hold on last night, beat the Brewers 5-4 to advance to the National League Championship Series. They'll take on the winner of the Dodgers and the Giants, who play Game 5 tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. The Dodgers are going to have Urias on the mound. Giants are going to have Webb on the mound. Sports book basically has this game as a pick 'em. The baseball playoffs have been great. I think the Giants are going to upset Rhode Island. I guess you can't call it upset since the Giants had the best record in baseball over the Dodgers, I think, by like one game. But I think the Giants are going to win the night at home and move on in the National League to go play the Braves. I think it's going to be Braves and Giants in the National League Championship Series. But it's going to be a great game to watch tomorrow. Good pitching matchup. On Friday, the American League Championship Series starts, where you have the Boston Red Sox against the Houston Astros. As the Astros beat the White Sox yesterday to advance to play the Red Sox. Red Sox beat the Rays in their series. They don't have the pitch. They haven't announced who the pitchers are going to be yet. They have Houston as a -152 favorite at home. Red Sox are +128 underdogs. I think this is going to be a good series. It's going to be whichever offense gets hot, I think, is what's going to happen in that. Whichever offense gets hot is probably going to win that game. But I like to see who's pitching game one. I think it's going to be a good series. Red Sox are hot right now, and that's what it takes in the playoffs. So I'll lean toward the Red Sox in this to win this series. Wanted to talk a little bit of NBA for a second. Tyler Hero came out yesterday and said his name should be in the same category as Luka, Trae Young, and John Morant. What the hell has Tyler Hero been smoking? Because he's not. Hey, he's a good player. Don't get me wrong, but he's not near the player of Luka, Trae Young, or John Morant. If you put Hero on a team by himself and he tries to lead that team, he's not going to put up near the numbers that Luka, Trae, or John Morant make. That's just I don't know why he's watching, but he ain't near that level. Not at all. NBA regular season getting ready to start. Kyrie Irving still hasn't reported to the Nets. Came out yesterday. The Nets said that they're not going to let him play like on the road and then sit out at home. He's going to either be fully committed or not play at all. He still hasn't reported. Now it's coming out that he's not reporting because he's trying to be a voice for the voiceless. It's not about the vaccine. It's about people losing their jobs because of vaccine mandates. I don't know. Kyrie Irving, the story changes every day. I don't think he's going to be a Net anymore. I don't know if he just said he's done with the Nets and he wants to move on, or if he's just done playing basketball. But I mean, the Nets are still going. I mean, don't get me wrong. He'll help the Nets, but the Nets are still going to be tough without him. I mean, hell, they still have Durant and Harden. All right, we're going to take a short break, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to jump into my Week 6 NFL Power Rankings. So enjoy this clip from our YouTube page, and we'll be back here in just a couple minutes. Actually, we'll do a new one. We're going to play a little bit of the Blake Money Wright interview, and we'll be back here in just a couple minutes. Also, Eric's in here with me as normal. Of course, Steve couldn't make it tonight. I think he's still lost.
Still missing. So, everybody, keep an eye out. Stevie's missing again. No, actually, he's just bowling. But no, how's it going, Blake?
Hey, I'm doing well. How about you guys?
Oh, doing pretty good. Good to have you on. I know we've had some of your fellow guys that you work with, and I don't know if you're their friends or their enemies. I'm sure they probably did a little bit of both at one time, have they not?
I was about to say, depending on who it is, yeah, perhaps a little bit of both.
How long have you been doing pro wrestling, and what inspired you to get into pro wrestling?
Yeah, so my very first day of training was on January 21st of 2020. And then I had my first match on June 26th, 2020. That's my right wrist tattoo. I got that tattooed on me. So a little over a year, and I've been able to accomplish quite a bit in that time frame. About 160 matches in, so definitely been staying pretty busy. And really what inspired me to be a professional wrestler was growing up as a kid. I either wanted to be two things. I wanted to be a professional football player, or I wanted to be a professional wrestler. And I actually played college football. And shortly after my junior season of football, I learned very quick that NFL teams probably aren't going to draft a barely 6-foot white guy that runs like a sub 4.8 40. So that's when I made my move and transitioned to professional wrestling.
Nice. And if I was reading right, you played football at Anderson University?
Yeah, so I played college football at Anderson University in Anderson, Indiana. That's correct.
Nice. Where'd you play in high school at?
So in high school, I am billed from Fishers, Indiana, and I actually went to Hamilton Southeastern in Fishers, Indiana. So one of the many authentic things about Blake Money Wright.
So since you do have such a high level already, of competitiveness and athleticism too, was that easy for you to transition, or did you find it harder because it's like, was it harder than you thought when you first started?
Absolutely. And I think anybody that says, oh, it's easier than what I thought it would be, I think they're lying to you. So it absolutely was a lot harder than I thought. But I like to think that I caught on, fairly quickly. I had a great trainer in Jake Oman. I'm still training underneath him. The training never really stops, but it was definitely a lot harder than what I anticipated.
Harder than football?
Oh, absolutely. I think, I had college football 2 days where I'd roll out of bed at 3:45 in the morning, go lift, go, put on the shoulder pads, bang heads for 2 hours, then go to class, then get treatment. And then after that, go back to, 3-hour practice. And I still think professional wrestling is harder than college football, mentally and definitely physically as well.
When you got into pro wrestling, what surprised you the most about it?
I would just say how much it hurts. I think that the common misconception with professional wrestling is that it's a lot of smoke and mirrors, but I assumed that ring was, just like a foam mattress. And then I learned very quickly that it's wood and steel beams. And so I definitely didn't expect it to be as physical as it is. But that would probably be the biggest takeaway. And the ropes too. Like, I always thought the ropes would be fun, but they're steel elevator cables, so like the ropes, the ring, just how hard and stiff it is. That was probably the biggest shock when I first got started.
And what do you think what was the most difficult thing for you when you first started? Like, was it on the mic? Was it something physical, like a move, or was it just like a mental block to, hey, push past this to do what I need to do to get better?
That's a great question. I think everyone has their own thing. Um,
But I won't stop till the day that I reach the top. Oh yeah, a legend is what I'll be. I ain't going nowhere, so you can get to know me. I don't care what.
All right, welcome back to the show, GSR Gonzo Sports Room, Wednesday, October 13th, 2021. We just got done. We talked a little bit about the Colts. Talked about Tyler Hero, thinking that he's in the same at the same level as Luka, Trey Young, and John Morant, which is just laughable. Talked about Red Sox and Astros American League Championship Series. Braves advanced to the National League Championship Series. They'll play the winner of tomorrow night's. They'll play the winner of tomorrow night's Dodgers and Giants game, which should be a real good game tomorrow night. Game 5. See who advances to the National League Championship Series. Baseball playoffs have been good been real good so far. A lot of good games, some walk-offs. Before we get into the NFL power ranking, well, no, we'll save that for that. But all right, before we get into the NFL power rankings, don't forget we're live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern with Easy Money, a sports betting show. We're giving out winners. Come join us. We're also live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern with GSR Gonzo Sports Room, our sports talk show. Come join us for that. We do have a new podcast getting ready to come out. It's going to be a pro wrestling podcast, GWR. We'll be doing one episode a week, and then we'll do live stuff, live interviews and stuff as we schedule those. So keep an eye on the lookout for that. You can find GSR Gonzo Sports Room and Easy Money, a sports betting show, in podcast form on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcast, Anchor Podcast. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find us. Follow us on social media. That's where we post everything about all of our shows. We post all of our picks for Easy Money on there as well. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room. I think that's pretty much it. Other than check out our merch store, streamlabs.com/Gonzo's Sports/merch. We also have a donation page set up there if you'd like to donate to the show to help the show grow. We'd appreciate that. All right, let's jump into the NFL power rankings this week. At number 21, we'll call them the last team out, is the Las Vegas Raiders. I think the Raiders have the ability to be a good team and be probably in the top 12 or 13 in the league. But with everything that's going on there right now, they started out 3-0, then they lost their last two. Now they've lost their head coach. You have all the players getting asked questions about these emails from John Gruden. It's going to be a mess for at least a couple weeks. I want to see how they respond with this special teams coach taking over as the head coach. Derek Carr was clutch in the first few games, and then last few games they've struggled to move the ball, and their defense has struggled. So we'll see if the Raiders can get back on track, but they would be my first team out. At 20, I have the Tennessee Titans. They have Derrick Henry is having a good season again. He's running the hell out of the ball. Their defense just hasn't been good enough at all. Tannehill hasn't played terrible. The injuries have hurt them at the wide receiver position. They haven't been able to get Julio and Brown out there at the same time. At the same time. It's always one of them's been hurt. So I think their offense will get better. I'd look for Tennessee to be better later in the year, but they've gotten off to a rough start here. I like at 18. I have the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle would be higher, but they've lost Russell Wilson for a while, and they have Geno Smith, and now it's coming out that Seattle is working out Blake Bortles. I don't know why Seattle didn't try to get like Marcus Mariota or somebody like that. Blake Bortles or Geno Smith, I don't know if either one of them are the answer. I mean, I didn't even know Geno Smith was still in the league until Russell Wilson got hurt last game and he came out. But so Seattle dropped quite a bit this week. They were at I had them at 9 last week in my week 5 power rankings. So they made a big drop down to 18. Oh, I skipped a team. Sorry. 19 was the Denver Broncos. I went from 20 to 18. 19 was the Denver Broncos. And they've done the same thing as the Raiders, got off to a 3-0 start, and then have struggled the last couple of games as their schedule has got tougher. Broncos defense is tough and if their offense can start scoring some more points, and you have to end the turnovers. I think they could improve, but right now I have them at 19. I already talked about Seattle; they're 18. Number 17 in the power rankings for this week, I have the New England Patriots. I had them at 20 last week. I like their defense. Defense is playing well. Mac Jones is not playing bad at all. And with Bill Belichick at coach, you can't really ever bet against New England. Even though as a Colts fan I can't stand New England, but I have New England at 17. I have the Cincinnati Bengals at 16. The Bengals are going to be a tough out if Joe Burrow stays healthy, and that offensive line, they've improved some. If they can keep improving throughout the year, and the defense is getting better, has been playing better here as of late. The Bengals are going to be a hard out because Joe Burrow is tough, and he's going to lead that offense. And I'll tell you what, if the game's on the line, I'd much rather have Joe Burrow than Baker Mayfield. It seems like the moment's too big for Baker. I haven't seen a moment yet that's looked like it's too big for Joe Burrow. I think he's going to be a star in the NFL. I like Cincinnati here. I like what they're doing. They're getting better. And they've been competitive all season. I have the Bengals at 16. At number 15, I have the Carolina Panthers. Panthers got off to a real hot start. Defense was looking great. Then McCaffrey gets hurt. Their rookie cornerback, who was the best cornerback on their team, gets hurt. They lost the last couple of games. Turnovers hurt them last game against the Cowboys. They got demolished and then made it look close at the end, but a lot of that was garbage time. The Panthers need McCaffrey back, and then they brought in Sherman. I think that's going to help their defense. I like what the Panthers are doing. They're getting better, but I have them at 16 or at 15 this week. Last week they were 13, so they moved down a couple spots. At 14, I have the Indianapolis Colts. And I know you're going to say, "Oh, the Colts are 1-4." I know Eric is going to say I have the Colts there because I'm a homer, but the Colts are a good 1-4 team. I know that sounds weird, but they are. They could very easily be 4-1. They blew that. I mean, fuck, you can't blow a 16-point lead in the fourth quarter like that, like they did against the Ravens. I think they'll get it turned around. Carson Wentz is playing well. Fred Taylor, Jonathan Taylor's running the ball hard. He's running good. Marlon Mack looked good, which is even better for the Colts because they're talking about that the Colts are probably going to trade him before the trade deadline, and he looked good against the Ravens. So that just helps his trade value. I think if we trade him, we should try to get us another receiver. I think we need a receiver that the defenses have to fucking worry about, so some guys can get open a little easier. But so Colts should have beat the Ravens, just couldn't hit field goals. I mean, Colts had that game and blew it. At 13, I have the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings have kind of flew under the radar this year. They came up with a big win this week over the weekend. I had the Vikings at 19 last week, moved them up to 13 this week. Kirk Cousins is playing well. If Dalvin Cook can stay healthy He's one of the best running backs in the league. They have weapons, but yeah, I like the Vikings. I don't think they're going to be able to compete with Green Bay in their division. So I think the only way they can make the playoffs would maybe be a wild card, which I don't think. Well, I don't know. With the way the NFC stacked up, I don't know if they'll be able to get a wild card or not. We'll see how the season plays out. But I have the Vikings at 13 this week. At 12, I have the San Francisco 49ers. They were at 10 last week. They need Garoppolo back. Their defense played tough. Lance didn't play terrible. I mean, there were some throws he missed, but it's going to be a learning process. They weren't planning on him starting yet. They are planning on Jimmy G. Hopefully, it's just a calf. Well, I say just a calf. It didn't seem like it was a serious injury, so maybe he'll be back this week. But if Jimmy G gets back and stays healthy, I would look for the 49ers to move up because they have a pretty good team. Like Kyle Shanahan, he's a good coach. At number 11, excuse me, number 11, we have the Baltimore Ravens. They were at 12 last week. Moved them up. Yes, they won that game. Yes, Lamar Jackson was incredible in that fourth quarter. But you can't forget the fact that even with Lamar doing all that in the fourth quarter and the Colts had lost their cornerbacks, were down to 3. Colts went to a zone defense, couldn't stop nothing. But the Colts still had a field goal to win that game in regulation and missed it. I mean, the Colts had plenty of chances. I mean, if we just hit our field goals, we had one block, missed one. And we missed the extra point. We win the game. But you can't blow a 16-point lead anyway. But the Ravens are good. Ravens have a good team. I don't know if their defense is good enough for them to make a deep run in the playoffs. Because Lamar Jackson is incredible, but he can only do so much. But I have the Ravens at 11. Because I don't know if the Ravens will win their own division either. So if they do get in the playoffs, it could be as a wild card. Because I like the Browns to win that division. The only thing that could hold the Browns back is Baker Mayfield, and I don't think them coaches trust Baker Mayfield because you're running draw plays and shit instead of throwing the ball on like a 3rd and 10. And then Baker struggled in them big moments. Baker struggled in moments at the end of the games when the game's on the line, and he's trying to lead the Browns offense down the field. He has. You can't deny that. He has struggled to make a play when he needs to make a play when the game's on the line. But I like the Browns team. I like their defense. They got good running backs. Chubb and Hunt. They have a lot of weapons, especially when Landry gets back and you have OBJ and Landry both out there. The only thing I think that really could hold the Browns back would be Baker Mayfield if he starts turning the ball over in big moments. And he needs to have a big moment where they win a game at the end, and then maybe he'll get some momentum, and that won't be as big of a deal. But I have the Browns at 10 this week in my NFL power rankings. Number 9 is the Kansas City Chiefs. I know people are going to say, you got the Chiefs at 9. Chiefs defense is terrible. Their defense is terrible. If Patrick Mahomes don't play a perfect game and their offense gets some big plays and score 35 plus points, they're not going to win games because their defense can't stop nobody. Defense is just flat terrible. They need to figure something out. I think they have a couple guys hurt. Maybe when they get them guys back, that is going to change that some. But even just like I said with the Ravens, Lamar can only do so much. Same thing with the Chiefs. I don't care how good Patrick Mahomes is. I know he's one of the best in the league, but you can only do so much, and you can see that he's pressing some, and that's why he's already got 6 interceptions this year. Hell, that's what he had. 6 interceptions was what he had total last year. And we're just now getting ready to start week 6, and he's already has 6 interceptions. It's because he's pressing, because he knows that they have to score. So he's taking chances that he last year or the year before, when their defense was playing better, he didn't have to take those chances. Well, now he's taking chances because he knows he has to make a play, because they don't want to put that defense back on the field. And he's making some errant throws, getting some interceptions. But if the Chiefs defense if the Chiefs figure out their defense, they'll move right back up, because their offense can score with anybody. But right now, their defense can't stop anybody. At number 8, I have the Dallas Cowboys. They were at 11 last week. The Chiefs were at 4 last week, so the Chiefs moved back from 4 to 9, and a lot of that was just basically defense. The Cowboys, I moved up from 11 to 8. Yeah, they won. Yes, the offense looked good, but that was a close game until Barkley got hurt, and then Daniel Jones gets hurt. Galladay gets hurt. I mean, they lost their 3 best offensive weapons, or most important offensive pieces. Had Mike Glennon out there playing, and it was a close game for a while. Yeah, at the end, the Cowboys pulled away, made it a big victory, but it wasn't like the Cowboys was just dominating that whole game. I still don't know if their defense is good enough, and I want to see what they look like against a better team before I move them up into like the top 5 or anything. So I have the Cowboys at 8. At 7, I have the Green Bay Packers. They played terrible the first game of the season, but since then they've looked tough. They were in a wild game against Cincinnati over the weekend. Their kicker neither kicker, but especially Mason Crosby couldn't hit a kick. It was like either team didn't want to win. It was a crazy game. Packers ended up finally getting the win in overtime. Rodgers has played good ever since that first game where he looked terrible and everybody thought they just didn't care. They just played bad. But I got the Packers at 7. Got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 6. Their offense looked good last week. I know it was against the Dolphins, but you know what they're going to get offensively. If the defense steps up and starts playing better, the Bucs are going to be a tough out. They're always going to be a tough out when you have Tom Brady at quarterback. I hate to say that, but so like I said, I'm a diehard Colts fan, but hey, you got to give Tom Brady his respect. So I have the Bucs at 6. And the Bucs running game, Leonard Fournette's been running the ball good. They have a balanced offense. Their defense, I think, is going to get better as the season goes. And Tampa Bay's going to get Gronk back eventually, too. All right, top 5 this week for week 6. At number 5, I have the Los Angeles Rams. Rams offense has looked good. Stafford has fit right in with Los Angeles, excuse me. And him and McVay seem to be on the same page. The defense at times has looked pretty dominant, and at other times has struggled. If that defense can just be at least in the top 15 defense, they could. Rams are going to be a tough out. I like their offense. You can tell that Stafford was an upgrade from Goff. And now their defense just has to step up. At number 4, I have the Arizona Cardinals. Offense with Kyler Murray has looked good. Kyler Murray is playing real well. Their defense is the big story. This defense is looking much improved from last year. If their defense can keep playing like they are and maybe even improve, if they can stay and Arizona can stay healthy, they have weapons on offense with Hopkins and A.J. Green. I mean, they have weapons. And Kyler Murray is a threat running the ball and throwing the ball. I like what Arizona is doing out there, so I like Arizona. I have Arizona at number 4. Oh, okay. I messed up there. I messed up there. All right. So actually, that would have been. Okay, so actually, I messed up. So actually, the Packers would be 6. I had the Bucks twice. Rams are 5. Arizona's 4. Tampa Bay Buccaneers I have is 3. I don't know why I put the Bucks twice, so I messed that up. But anyway, Tampa Bay's at 3. I just talked about them. I have Arizona at 4. I have at number 2 in my NFL power rankings. I have the Buffalo Bills. They're looking dominant. They could be right up there. They might be the best team in the league. Josh Allen is playing tough. I still think they need a little help in the running game. But with Diggs and what Allen's doing, their tough defense is looking better. I like the Buffalo Bills. They've played and they looked good against the Chiefs last week. But at number 1, I had them at number 1 last week. They won again this week. I have the Los Angeles Chargers. I like Justin Herbert. I think he's going to be one of the next star quarterbacks in the league. He's just poised. He stays calm. He never looks overwhelmed or panicked. I like this new coach they have with the Chargers. They're aggressive. Sometimes I think they get a little too aggressive, but so far it's worked out for them. Their defense is much improved since last year. I like the Chargers at number 1. Let's see. So 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 12. Okay. So all that did was, since I messed up, that means the Raiders are at 20 instead of 21. Just moved everybody up a spot. I don't know how I done that. But that's my NFL power rankings for this week. Before we get out of here, got a couple announcements I want to talk about. First off, don't forget tomorrow. Got a big interview tomorrow. The owner of one of the owners of DCCW, the ladies man Mike King is going to be live in studio tomorrow with us. That was originally scheduled for 5:30 p.m. That has been moved to 4 p.m. tomorrow. So make sure you don't miss that. It should be a great interview. He's been in the professional wrestling business for about 17 years, I believe. So he has a lot of information. We're going to talk about their show just happened about 2 weeks ago now with Harvest Havoc 3, DCCW Harvest Havoc 3, where they had Rikishi there, they had the Boogeyman there, they had Samu there. It was a great show. The ladies' man Mike King wrestled in it as well. So make sure you join us tomorrow for that interview. And we will also be live tomorrow morning with Easy Money, a sports betting show at 11, like always. And then on Friday, we have a big guest as well. Our guest on Friday, he'll be here live at 1 p.m. in studio. He's he has a great podcast. You can go check it out, In Your House. It's a pro wrestling podcast. He's great at what he does. I think he's a great wrestling manager. I'm a big fan of his work. And I'm excited about this conversation Friday. Khan, the director of Hollywood House, is going to be live in studio with us on Friday. So you don't want to miss that show. It's going to be a big show. Let's see what else. Oh, other announcements. We're going to be live with a live watch along and reaction to UFC Fight Night, Ladd versus DeMont on Saturday. Prelims for that start at 4. Main cards at 7. We'll be live right around 3:30. I'll be putting out something on our social media about that here this evening. We're also going to be live with the live watch along for the Bellator 268. You have a title fight. Ryan Bader's on that card. It's a good card. Prelims for that start at 7. Main card starts at 10. So you want to come join us for that as well. All right. I think we'll get ready to get out of here. But first, all right. That ain't what I want. All right, before we get out here, don't forget we're live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch with Easy Money, a sports betting show. Come join us. We're giving out winners. We're also live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern with GSR Gonzo'S Sports Room. That's also live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Follow us on social media. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all at Gonzo'S Sports Room. That's where we post all the information about our shows. That's where we also post our daily picks for Easy Money there. So follow us on social media so you don't miss anything. You can also find GSR Gonzo'S Sports Room and Easy Money, a sports betting show, on Apple Podcasts, Anchor Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find us. So come check us out. Excuse me. Also, check out our YouTube page. We have a lot of content on there. The wrestling show I was talking about earlier is on our YouTube page. Rikishi was there. Boogeyman, go check it out. Got it broke down into matches. You can watch the full show. Also, don't forget we have merch. Check out our merch store, streamlabs.com/Gonzalez Sports /merch. We have t-shirts, hats, hoodies, long sleeve tees. We just dropped some beanies because it's starting to get cool out. Dropped a new t-shirt on Monday. Go check it out. We also have a donation page set up at that same link if you'd like to donate to the show to help the show grow. We'd greatly appreciate that as well. Please hit the subscribe button, the follow buttons, the like buttons. Be a friend. Tell a friend about us. We'd greatly appreciate it. We appreciate all the support we've been getting. Hope everybody's having a great day. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 11 with Easy Money, a sports betting show. And then don't forget, we will also be live tomorrow at 4 o'clock with a special edition of GSR with the ladies' man Mike King live in studio. Halfway through the work week. Hope everybody's having a great day. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Yo, then y'all ain't saying nothing like Maggie. Redefining hip hop, the tracks are still swaggy. Thought I cooled off, thought you had me, but my lines burn after reading like Bradley. Hate it or love it, but I won't stop till the day that I reach the top. Oh yeah, a legend is what I'll be. I ain't going nowhere, so you can get to know me. I don't care what you have to say, everything is gonna be okay. Yo, if y'all ain't got nowhere to go, just sit back, enjoy the show. Just sit back, enjoy the show. Just sit back, enjoy the show. Stayed around the stew like Dill. Bet I could put you in your place like Phil. Call Miss Keaton, I'm going for the kill. Tim Taylor flows, y'all people know the drill. Or act out of character, yeah, that's American crime. Y'all like Peralta only going 9-9. I give 100%, I got a hunger for the game. Like I 8 to 11, I was made for prime time. I love it, but I won't stop till the day that I reach the top. Oh A legend is what I'll be. I ain't going nowhere so you can get to know me. I don't care what you have to say. Everything is gonna be okay. Yo, if y'all ain't got nowhere to go, just sit back, enjoy the show. Just sit back, enjoy the show. Just sit back, enjoy the show.